Anime, my one hit kill sister. Continuing to episode 9, Asahi and Maya wanted to go out, but Kill Maria was also there, drunk. Kill Maria invited Asahi to have drinks at home instead. Unfortunately, Asahi couldn't because he had a mission to complete that day. As usual, Maya asked Kill Maria to take care of the house. When they arrived in the city, they were still worried about leaving the drunkard alone at home. They wanted to finish their mission quickly. Today, Asahi's mission was to find the golden flower at Twelkste Plain. Just as he said that, Asahi heard a cheerful voice calling him a hero. Yes, it was none other than Sophie. As usual, Sophie insisted on accompanying Asahi. However, they agreed that it would be better to search together if the flower was difficult to find. Moreover, Sophie claimed to be good at finding things. Then, Sophie demonstrated her power. She seemed to be reciting a magic spell, but all she did was drop her wand to randomly point the way. Upon arriving at Twelkste Plain, they were faced with a forked road. They didn't have time to try each path individually. However, the mission deadline was today. Then, Sophie suggested that they split up. However, Asahi already knew Sophie's intention, so he asked Maya to go with Sophie. Even so, Maya was worried about leaving Asahi alone. After realizing something, Maya suddenly became less worried. Finally, they agreed to the plan of splitting up. Maya convinced Sophie to join her by telling her all of Asahi's past stories. After walking alone for quite some time, a goblin suddenly appeared from behind. Asahi immediately drew his sword, thinking he could defeat it if there was only one. But, it turned out there was another one that ambushed him silently. Asahi couldn't react in time, and that's when the goblin suddenly burned to ashes by purple flames. And of course, the culprit was Kill Maria. Asahi was surprised why Kill Maria could suddenly be there. Kill Maria said he was just strolling around after getting drunk. Asahi had a hunch that Kill Maria was lying about just wanting to stroll, so he thanked him. Now Asahi knew why Maya agreed to let him go alone. Maya must have been aware that Kill Maria was following them. Kill Maria was somewhat annoyed because Maya could sense him. He had hidden his aura and followed them from a distance of several kilometers. Asahi realized a horrifying fact: if Maya had such sharp instincts, it meant she could know what he was doing in his room all this time. Kill Maria was reminded of the first time they met when Kill Maria also saved Asahi in a similar situation. Asahi even mistook Kill Maria for his sibling. Until then, Kill Maria had lived her life through fighting. However, she changed after meeting the Ikusaba siblings. Suddenly, they heard shouts from a distance. Without hesitation, Asahi tried to go towards the source of the sound. Upon arrival, they found a village in ruins. Its inhabitants lay motionless as if drained of life. Then, Asahi saw a necromancer sucking the souls of the villagers. Asahi swiftly unsheathed his sword. The necromancer summoned a few bone soldiers to fight against Asahi. Fortunately, Asahi managed to destroy the bones, but he was exhausted from the effort. Then, the necromancer moved behind Asahi to extract his soul as well. Asahi's soul almost left his body, but Kill Maria managed to save him just in time. The necromancer recognized Kill Maria and introduced himself as one of the Demon King's generals, named Malvinkanth. He felt fortunate to encounter Kill Maria while attacking the village out of boredom. Malvinkanth invited Kill Maria to join him in destroying the capital city. However, it was Asahi who strongly objected to his words. Asahi emphasized that Kill Maria wasn't that evil. Despite being a drunkard and lazy, Kill Maria had sincerely saved Asahi multiple times. Kill Maria felt a bit embarrassed when Asahi said that. Malvinkanth disregarded Asahi's words and persisted in trying to persuade Kill Maria. However, Kill Maria refused and made Malvinkanth aware of his position. She unleashed her purple flames and burned Malvinkanth to ashes. The souls that Malvinkanth had taken slowly returned to their owners' bodies. Kill Maria didn't care that she had killed Malvinkanth, even though they both served the Demon King. Moreover, Kill Maria couldn't forget Asahi's words from earlier. The sun was beginning to set, and they had to hurry and regroup with Maya and Sophie. When they finally reunited, it turned out that Maya and Sophie had managed to find the golden flower. They stumbled upon it accidentally. Throughout the journey, Maya had only been telling Sophie about Asahi's childhood. And suddenly, there was the golden flower right in front of them. In Brigandine's residence, Gloria was still fast asleep, even though it was already quite late. Quan tried to wake her up gently. However, Gloria refused to get up and asked for 10 more minutes. Reluctantly, Quan pressed down on Gloria to get her to wake up. According to Quan, Gloria was being too careless. They had to remain vigilant at all times, as enemies could attack without their knowledge. Nevertheless, Gloria was confident that no foolish person would dare to attack her. Besides, she could sleep peacefully knowing that Quan was there to guard her. Quan's face turned slightly red. After getting ready, Gloria was ready to carry out her plan for the day. She wanted to complete her mission on her own as much as possible. Quan would only be on standby for urgent situations. Meanwhile, Asahi was surprised when Tanya suddenly praised him. It turned out that Tanya was impressed because Asahi had defeated the necromancer Malvinkanth. According to Tanya, Asahi would soon be able to reach the level of a golem. The gap between his actual power and his reputation was growing wider. From outside the guild, Gloria could be seen observing Asahi all this time. And when Asahi stepped out, he saw Gloria pretending as if she hadn't been waiting for him. Suddenly, Gloria revealed herself as if she hadn't been expecting Asahi. Gloria felt honored that Asahi remembered her. Of course, Asahi couldn't forget her. Gloria was a very striking girl, but he couldn't say that to her face. However, Gloria misunderstood Asahi's words. This made Gloria even more embarrassed. She asked Quan to come and help. However, Quan remembered that Gloria wanted to complete this mission on her own. As it turned out, the mission she was referring to was to get close to Asahi. There was nothing else to be done, so Quan ended up accompanying Gloria. Even though they had already rehearsed this multiple times yesterday, Asahi became more confused by their behavior. Asahi suspected that Gloria still doubted his rank. Quan denied Asahi's assumption, but before she could finish speaking, for some reason, Gloria agreed with what Asahi said. Gloria said she wanted to ask Asahi to accompany her on her mission to prove her true strength. Afterward, the three of them arrived at the Lost Forest. Lately, more adventurers had been disappearing there. Gloria and Quan were assigned a mission to investigate the cause. Quan didn't understand why Gloria brought Asahi along for this mission. Initially, the plan was to invite Asahi to have tea together. If Gloria considered this a date, Quan advised her to act cuter. Since they were in the Lost Forest, Gloria saw an opportunity to ask Asahi to hold her hand so they wouldn't get lost. Nervously, Gloria approached Asahi. She suddenly grabbed his hand with all her might. Asahi felt pain as he couldn't withstand Gloria's strength. Quan suggested another idea, pretending to be scared and hugging Asahi. Once again, Gloria's strength was too strong, causing Asahi's bones to break. Next, Gloria attempted to remove a leaf from Asahi's hair but ended up yanking his hair, causing him to tumble around. Even before starting the mission, Asahi was already exhausted. Then, Asahi invited Quan to talk. He felt sorry for her for having to accompany a hyperactive girl like Gloria. Quan herself felt sorry for Asahi. During their previous duel, she mentioned meeting Maya and Maria, alias Kill Maria. Quan sensed a very strong aura from them. It would definitely be troublesome to accompany them as well. Meanwhile, Gloria felt jealous because Asahi and Quan seemed to connect well with each other. After walking for a while, the air in the forest became denser. Asahi used his light magic to provide illumination. Once illuminated, they saw many adventurers bound by roots. Soon enough, a tree monster, commonly known as a Trent, revealed itself. Quan would rescue the heroes while Asahi and Gloria fought against the Trent. However, Gloria instantly felt embarrassed because this was their first cooperation. Due to her carelessness, Gloria was captured by one of the Trent's roots. Instead of rescuing her, Asahi and Quan were speechless as Gloria's underwear became visible. Upon realizing it, Gloria panicked and managed to free herself from the root. She then ruthlessly struck down the Trent. Their mission was successfully completed. Upon arriving in town, Asahi bid farewell to Gloria and Quan. Until that moment, Gloria still felt embarrassed because Asahi had seen her underwear. She felt sad about their first date. Nonetheless, Quan believed that Asahi would surely remember everything that happened today forever. Hearing that, Gloria felt happier. Nevertheless, she still preferred it if Asahi forgot about her underwear incident. In the final episode, Maya and Kill Maria were playing poker while waiting for their food to cook. It was Maya's turn to choose one of the two cards held by Kill Maria. Kill Maria openly displayed her expression as Maya touched her cards. After thinking for a while, Maya finally chose a card that made Kill Maria look frustrated. However, unfortunately, Kill Maria's expression was a trap. Maya had been deceived by the same trick repeatedly. Maya was not pleased with Kill Maria's approach and asked her to play again. Afterward, Asahi returned home. Just as he arrived, he suddenly saw Maya dominating Kill Maria in a wrestling match because she was not happy with their poker game. This is the end of episode 9. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss part 10 of this series recap.